Hey guys, welcome back with another video, and today we're going to be doing another tier list of the best bosses in Shadow of the Erdtree. Of course, it's going to be based off my opinion, so if you have any disagreements, and if you want to leave a comment, just make sure to be respectful, be civil about it, and give real feedback of why you think your opinion is more in the right than mine. Just a civil conversation in the comments. So, that being said, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to use my affiliate link in the description box below. Let's get it. So, we're going to start off with Ancient Dragon Man. I think Ancient Dragon Man, he's kind of a pushover. He has no poise at all. I remember specifically when I summoned my shield spirits, they were stagger locking him like no other. It was like literally no fair at all. But in terms of like NPC boss fights that stand out to me, he definitely stands out. So if I did not use those spirits, I feel like I would have somewhat of a enjoyable time, but I'm kind of stuck between enjoyable or just okay. So I'm probably going to play some just okay. Just because you can cheese this boss fight pretty easily, in my opinion. Go check out the video if you want. I literally show it off. I just summoned my spirits and they stagger lock him. Kind of a joke, but he does have a cool moveset. He also has the dragon incantations that he can use as well. So that does kind of make him stand out. But other than that, he's kind of a pushover. That's my placement for him. Now, Yamir and his two amigos. He's kinda just... I'm between trash or just okay. And the reason why I say this is just I'm gonna place him and his knights right next to each other. So, Yamir and Jolan, you fight together, but Knight Anna, she actually tries to ambush you when you first go down his ladder underneath his seat, right, his throne or whatever you want to call it. But other than that, I want to say that they're not that cool aside from Knight Jolan. She has a katana that seems very edgy. And it obviously does have bleed build up, which makes her stand out. I'd probably place her right next to Yamir, if anything. But overall, these characters are kind of forgettable. I'm gonna I'm gonna place them down to trash because they're almost between trash and forgettable. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I almost forgot about them, but I only remember them because you have to do Yamir's quest line to fight Meteor, Mother of Fingers. So that's the only reason why they're not forgettable, but they're not enjoyable either because Yamir, he ends up using the Mother's spells that you fight in the boss fight itself. So just a reused kit from another boss fight, so I'd place Yamir and his two amigos right here in trash. That's my placement for them. Now, I actually really enjoyed the boss, the little brawl I had with Leda, Dane, and Horsent. And the reason why I say that is because I think it was just the environment and all that, and there's the fact that I'm getting attacked by by Dane, which uses martial arts, his kicks and all that, which stands out within itself. And then you have Lidl, which my nickname for her, by the way. that had some interesting little attacks that she used that was like very like holy-esque, right? So, and then Horsens, well, he's just kind of there for, with, you know, just along the ride, you know what I mean? So, I'd probably place them in enjoyable. This is my placement for these NPCs. Alright, so, Black Knight Gale, aka the Knight of Solitude. I really, really hate this boss. I mean, not this NPC boss, right? This dungeon boss. And the reason being, why the heck is it that these NPC bosses will get hyper armor, but when you use the exact same gear set, you do not get you do not get hyper armor, aka poise, like they do? Because I'd be fighting some of these different NPCs in the game, some of these different enemies that are about the same size as the player character, right? But for some reason, I do not get the poise of the gear set, right? It's just so annoying. I remember specifically raging and not having fun against this boss, this NPC. So, I think this boss was pretty trash, in my opinion. That's my placement for Black Knight Gale. Now, Ricasha. I also did not like this boss. This boss is a spamming cheese lord. The argument could be made that just parry him, bruh, right? Get good, bruh. Sure. But he's boring. His weapon kit is so boring. He just slash 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 slash. He just spams his weapon art. Sorry, Ash of War. My bad. He just spams his weapon art over and over again, and it's so boring. It's so lame, and his recovery time between his movesets is absurdly cheese, in my opinion. So that's I'd say he's honestly, he's definitely below Black Knight Gale because how simple his kit is. At least Black Knight Gale, he has a repeating crossbow he could shoot out, right? So that makes him stand out a little bit more. So that's my placement for Ricasha. So I actually think, like, I deleted this boss, right? This NPC. But, however, actually, no. I'd probably place her above Yamir. The reason being is because her moveset was actually unique. It was different. I actually have another character I've been playing off camera, right? With a dedicated sorcery build. And she actually managed to use her kit against me, and I'll tell you what. The whole dancing moveset and everything she got going on, the whole bleed and all that, it actually is kind of cool. I actually kind of like this boss. The only thing that brings her down to trash, in my opinion... Actually, no. I'll place her at just okay. She's actually a cool design. I really like her design and the outfit design that she did they made for her as well. The only that makes her fall off is the fact that she's so squishy. She's a glass cannon, so she could you could pretty much beat this boss very quickly if you really wanted to. So that's my placement for Dancer of Ra. Now, Yoda, also a demi-human. This boss is actually funny, dude. This boss is really funny. He literally has this pose in the air which is basically the exact stance in the air that Yoda does in the Star Wars movies, right? But he's basically a demi-human, but he's really, really cool. He stands out compared to like most of the other dungeon bosses that are reskins, of course. But he's really fun. He's really enjoyable. I think he's pretty like Like, you get to actually encounter him pretty early on in the game. If you actually sneak by the Ghost Flame Dragon, you can get to his dungeon pretty easily. Albeit, you got to do a little bit of parkouring and scaling down into the dungeon before you can encounter him, but it's definitely worth. The only downside is when you do summon him as a spirit, he does, like, he can get stagger locked pretty easily. So that's my placement for Yoda. Now, Cursed Blade. This is a reskinned boss. You can actually encounter these guys in the open world. However, they're rare. Like, you actually have to go out of your way to explore every little nook and cranny, and sometimes they'll just be around a corner, or they'll be in, like, in a little nook on the side, like, at the very corner of the map or somewhere. Sometimes they'll be guarding different dungeons, right? But they're not overused. So that's why I decided to go ahead and put him in this tier list. So, Cursed Blades. I think these guys are very annoying. They're cool. They're very cool. Actually, I'll place them above Ancient Dragon Man. I actually think these guys' movesets are actually really different. They're not flashy or anything like that, but like, they definitely can catch you off guard if you're not careful. They have a command grab when they leap and grab you with their legs, and they cause bleed buildup, which puts a lot of pressure on the player, especially if you have a lot of health. And then, like, this one specifically is a dungeon boss that you have to find. I think it's next to the Bonnie Village. I can't remember exactly. Let me know in the comments below. I can't remember. But he's definitely different compared to the normal ones you can come across. And the reason why that's the case is because he actually blows out like a poison mist, which camouflages him, which is very cool in my opinion. I actually really like that. So that being the case, that's my reasoning why I place him right here. So Cursed Blade goes right here. Now, Logga the Beast Claw, I can't remember his name exactly. You actually encounter him pretty early on in the game. The only reason why I'm putting him here is because his weapon is actually unique, which makes him unique as an NPC encounter, aka, I guess, a boss, right? I wouldn't really classify him as a boss, but I'm placing NPCs here just because, why not? But he stands out. You encounter him pretty early on in the game. If you go down this incline past this hilltop, you can actually encounter him in the forest, which gives you access to a pretty good early game weapon. Early DLC weapon, sorry. So, that's my placement for Logga the Beast Claw. I'm pretty sure that's his name, I can't remember exactly. Now, which one is this? Oh yeah! Death Knight! This is another reskin, but they're rare. And this one's a dungeon boss. So, I almost want to play... These guys are kind of cool. Like, but I almost forgot they existed at the same time. So I'm kind of stuck between forgettable or trash, but at the same time, they're definitely more enjoyable to fight compared to these other enemies, right? I'm trying to decide where I want to place them. I'll probably place them... I'll definitely place them above Ricasha. I think that's my placement for him. I actually think the halberd ones are more boring, while the twin axe Death Knights, I think is what they're called. They're definitely way more enjoyable. They definitely put more pressure on the player, in my opinion, and I think they're design-wise, they stand out. So, not much to speak on, like, ah, man, they're so cool, like, wow, right? But again, like I said, to me, they're forgettable. So I'm almost wanting to put them down to forgettable, but in terms of, like, enjoyment, like, they're definitely more fun. The Death Knight's more enjoyable to fight than Ricasha or Logga the Beast Claw. So that's my placement for Death Knight. Now, Queen Line, butchering his name. I almost want to put him in Forgettable. Yeah, that's my placement for him. I forgot he existed. The only reason why I remembered about him, he would not have been made it on this tier list because I literally forgot he existed. The only reason why I remember he existed is because one of my viewers clipped a moment and sent it to DM'd me and sent me the clip of a moment where I got my first encounter with this NPC. I got my cheeks clapped. He literally bodied me, bro. Like, so, but I'm gonna place him in Forgettable. If it wasn't for my viewer, I would have forgot he was that he was a thing. So that's my placement for him. So. Game. They're not that different. The only difference is that they will literally do ghost flame damage. That's it. Black flame damage. That's literally the difference. They pretty much have the same attack patterns that a Drake would have in the base game. I don't think these guys stand out that much. They're kind of boring. They're kind of lame. Honestly, I'm gonna place him at trash. Actually, no. Ancient Dragon is definitely below them because I hate Ancient Dragons in Elden Ring. They're so annoying. Now, the worms. I almost forgot about these guys. The only reason why I remember they existed is because, you can actually encounter, one of these worms in the Dragon Pit area, where you eventually go to fight the Ancient Dragon Man. So that's the only reason why I was able to remember the worms, but other than that, they're not very memorable, they're not really exciting to fight. I remember specifically in the Dragon Pit, I cheesed the heck out of this worm. I remember just staying in that little tunnel area where you go into, you scale up to go into that little area where you're supposed to fight the worm, right? But I did not do that. All I did was I just lured him towards that tunnel that you come from, right? And then I just keep smacking him. Back away when he's about to do an AoE. Go back in, smack him. Back away. Go back in, smack him. You could literally cheese him by doing that. It's so silly. It's hilarious, even, in my opinion. So, that's my placement for the worm. I definitely categorize these guys with all the rest of the worms. Like, these types of enemies are, like, very boring. They're not very memorable at all, so... okay. So, I have some complaints about these hippos, but... However, I'm actually going to place them in enjoyable. Their design is so hilarious. It stands out so much when you encounter these derpy little these derpy big guys, and you're just like, oh my god, they added a porcupine hippo into the game. It is so adorable, but also so frustrating at the same time that it's almost comical. I place these guys at enjoyable based off that. These guys are hilarious. That's my placement for the golden hippos. They're just so good, dude. They're so funny and just stand out the most, in my opinion. Now, oh yeah, Fallen Star Beast. Fallen Star Beast. These guys are so aggravating, but they're definitely unique. You actually have to go out of your way. To find these fallen star beasts, and like they have specific locations for you to fight these guys. I remember in the base game, actually, my brother and I was actually talking about it before I recorded this video. But like how you would go up this ladder, thinking you're gonna eventually get to a checkpoint, a grace or bonfire, whatever you want to call it. We're going up this ladder, and you just get, next thing you know, you're just getting ambushed, surprised by one of these fallen star beasts. That being said, these guys are very aggravating, but they are definitely unique. They're one of the more, like, they're one of the only few enemies that are so unique that you're like, oh yeah, these guys have gravity magic, gravity spells. So I remember specifically too that I think there's only one in the DLC, at least from my encounter. I only encountered one of these guys, so that's my placement for the Fallen Star Beasts. They're definitely okay, but they do stand out. Now, the spirit trees. These spirit trees are so meh. I actually am between just okay or putting him above Yamir. The only reason why I want to put him just okay is because they actually give a decent amount of souls. I'll place them just okay at the bottom here. They're not really fun to fight, but they're really, like, if you're able to defeat one of these guys, then you're most likely going to be making bank. They give a lot of souls, and usually they will drop an item. They'll usually drop a useful item or a weapon or something like that. So that's my placement for them. They're not really. They're just okay. They're just there to get loot or souls or whatever. Tibia Marina, or Marina, I don't remember how to pronounce that last name. These guys are just kind of go with the flow, you know? I almost forgot they existed, actually. These weird boatman. I'm putting them above the worm only because, actually, I'll place them above these guys even. The only reason I remember these guys is because sometimes you need to kill, you need to actually destroy these guys. That way you don't have to deal with those giant, spirit skeletons that will shoot laser beams at you or try to slap you with their giant skeletal hand. That's the only reason why I remember these guys, more than these three over here. Shout out to my brother, by the way. He reminded me about these guys, so yeah, that's my placement for Tibias. They're not really that interesting, so. Alright, so now we're gonna get to the actual nitty-gritty. We're gonna actually be starting my placement for the actual bosses of the DLC. Now, I'm gonna place Ranala in Masterpiece. Yeah, I said it. I really had fun with this boss. This boss was really enjoyable. Her design with the eyes, with the fire. There's just something so simple about it that screams beauty to me. It's actually really beautiful. And then it's not like, the effects are not like overwhelming to the point where it's like, you know, it's annoying, right? But I will say, when I fought her, the effects that was going off was really pretty. Like, the mix of the fire and ice was really gorgeous, and it just made her stand out to me. I think she's one of the more fun and one of my favorite bosses in the DLC. She stands out to me the most, especially considering you have to defeat her to make real progress in the game. So she's really fun to me. She's definitely no, I remember there was some gripes I had with her. Nah, I'll put her right there. Enjoyable. I'll place her right there. Like, she almost is on the edge of Masterpiece for me. But that's my placement for Ranala. I'm definitely mispronouncing her name. Whatever. But she definitely is really fun. Midra. Okay. I'm gonna say it right now. Midra is my favorite boss. He is so cool. He was different too, in a lot of ways. He not only is he the source of madness, but he's also basically like this crazy wacko guy that literally becomes this second phase where he's like basically the Eye of Sauron, basically, right? It's so cool, and then I like how he just floats towards the player to try to swipe the player with his big long poker sword thing. He's so cool. And then if he does grab you with his command grab, it does this like weird, like these thorns just like protrude out of the player. That's kind of cool. I think that's one of the more unique command grabs in my opinion. Midra, definitely one of my favorite bosses in the game. Like I said though, there's gonna be a lot of placements here that y'all are gonna like be disagreeing on, so just if you want to leave a comment, just be civil and respectful about it, and give me your reasoning why you did not like these bosses and these NPCs. Alright, Mesmer. I'm gonna place him underneath Ranala. And the reason why I'm saying this is because even though I was raging, I think it took me 2 different streams to eventually defeat Mesmer. I actually really enjoyed Mesmer as a boss fight. I think the only reason why I placed him below Ranala is because there were some hit detections with his different AoEs that was very questionable. I remember specifically getting hit by some of his thrust attacks when I'm clearly not in the area of the weapon, right? Especially when like there were times he was trying to attack my my spirit, and instead of it hitting the spirit, it would still somehow hit me. So those were the things that was really aggravating about this boss. I remember specifically too, actually, I got to the second phase, and I still took damage from the first phase, somehow. So that really pissed me off. So, but other than that, despite my raging and some of the jank, I really enjoyed this boss. Mesmer really stood out to me. His design was very edgy, very cool, and he had a pet snake, you know? So, that's even more of a W. That's my placement. Alright. Commander Gaius. I think he's just okay. And the reason being is because there were a couple times where he also had some annoying hit detection issues as well. However, I do think he's like kind of on the edge of an enjoyable for me. But he doesn't stand out like the other bosses. I think he's just okay. Like he was fun to fight, but he wasn't like really enjoyable. So, and like he just, you know, he's just there riding on his boar, just having a good time with his gravity magic and his jousting skills. So that's my placement for Commander Gaius. He's just okay. The Scadutree Avatar, aka the Sunflower. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I forgot this guy was a thing. I really forgot that the flower was a boss because he was so easy. I think I beat him on my first try. Or was it second try? It was either... It either took me one try or two tries to beat the Sunflower. I'm thinking about placing him above Tibia. Just because he's definitely different. He's the only boss that has 3 phases. But even then, like, he was so disappointing. So, I think I'm going to place him above Tibia. I think that's my placement for the Scadutree Avatar. There's not really much to say about this boss, in my opinion. Like, apparently a lot of people struggled with this boss, but I didn't. Like, this boss was really boring. Yeah, no, there's nothing much else for me to say about this boss. That's my placement for the Sunflower. Scadutree Avatar, or whatever. Now, definitely not forgettable. Definitely not forgettable. Consort Radahn. You know what? Before I place my my ranking for Consort Radahn, I'm gonna play a little moment, a little clip of how I felt, how Consort Radahn made me feel. All right, I'll have an overlay of a short. Enjoy. God, dude, there's so much going on! I hate this boss so much! Ah! So you can understand why I did not enjoy this boss. There's so much visual vomit with this mother trucker, dude. He's literally the only boss, like, he's literally the only final boss that I have not defeated on a Let's Play. Actually, no. That's not true. There was one other. In Penarial Order. But that was a co-op series that me and DB Brawl 27 did. Go check them out if you haven't already. The Consort Radahn is so cheesy, dude. Like, I remember getting such a bad migraine fighting this boss because there was so many flashing lights. So many flashing lights. And not to mention... there's some really annoying hit detection as well with some of his attacks, because of the way of the boss arena is, the terrain, because some of the terrain has like protruding dirt or mounds, kind of up a little more like inclined, right? So that being the case, I really hate Consort Radahn, dude. Like this, like just thinking about my experience with Consort Radahn just makes me mad just thinking about it, dude. I hate this boss. This boss is so horribly designed. And not to mention, bro, do I need to point out that I thought the final boss was going to be Mesmer? Or, like, honestly, any other, like, optional boss or, like, other boss I gotta fight before getting to Consort Radahn would have been a way better choice for a final boss. And the reason why I'm annoyed about this, and why I think he's so trash is because I know it's a lore thing, by the way. I know that's why he was revived. But I've already defeated Radahn. See, I defeated Radahn in the base game before they nerfed him. So that's something I'm proud of. So the fact that I gotta defeat him again, but in a sense where it's actually crippling to me IRL, right? In real life. See, I have history of like, just know I have really bad history of like flashing lights and stuff like that. So the fact that it's literally affecting me in real time, causing me to have migraines and making my eyes literally hurt because of all the flashing lights, it's just visual vomit. It's so garbage. So I'm gonna stop there. Every time someone brings up Consort Radahn, I go on a rant. I go off on a tangent, so I apologize. Just know, this is my placement for Consort Radahn. I hate this boss. This boss is so annoying. Like, so horribly designed. Alright, next. Divine Beast, Dancing Lion. This boss was kind of funny. I actually thought he was a little derpy looking. He was kind of cool. I actually really enjoyed this boss. You know what? I'd place him above Mesmer. He was actually really fun. I really like Divine Beast, Dancing Lion. I love like the little dance, like the little storm he'll cause whenever he's dancing and stuff like that. I also like the introduction they did with him, like how he just stares you down, right? It's so cool. I really like Divine Beast, Dancing Lion. He's cool. He a cool bro. Meteor, Mother of Fingers. Definitely more enjoyable than Consort Radahn. The only reason why I play Mother of Fingers in trash is because this boss was disappointing, dude. I think I beat her on my first try. I literally defeated the Mother of Fingers on my first try. This boss was so boring to the point where I'm just like, wait, did I out-level this boss? Did I over-level this boss? Which, by the way, I have no clue. There's probably some website or something, maybe Fetch Your Life or something, I don't know, that tells me the recommended soul level, but I'm not gonna waste my time on that shit. But that being the case, this boss was easy. This boss was... funny enough, I'd say, honestly, the Sunflower was forgettable, right? But I'd say the Sunflower is almost the easiest boss, and the Mother of Fingers is, like, pretty high up there. I'm pretty sure the Mother of Fingers is probably easier than the Sunflower, in my opinion, at least from my experience. So that's my placement of Mother of Fingers. Alright, Putrescent Knight. I cannot pronounce his first name. I actually thought this boss was kinda cool, but a little bit annoying. I'd probably place this boss at, like, just okay. I don't know. I'm stuck between above Commander Gaius or behind Commander Gaius. I think behind Commander Gaius. I enjoy Commander Gaius a little bit more than I did this dude. The only reason why I'm saying this is because there was some questionable hit detection with this boss. And I'm not gonna lie. getting to this boss is a little annoying. And it felt like it was a little anticlimactic as well. I felt like this boss was gonna have like some secret reward behind him, because he literally comes outside of that cave just for me to keep like drinking this poison from this chick that doesn't really do anything. Apparently, like, there's something else I gotta do with her, but, like, I don't know, but, like, my point is, this boss is, like, anticlimactic, in my opinion. I didn't really enjoy him. He's just okay. Like, he definitely stands out. He's different. But other than that, that's probably just all I gotta say about him. He's just okay. This boss, Romina of the Flower Bud or something like that. I can't remember exactly. I actually really like the design of this boss. I actually I really enjoyed this boss fight. She was really fun. I almost want to place her at Masterpiece because how unique she is. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's my placement for her. I love the design of her. You know what? You know what she almost reminds me of? She almost reminds me of the Centipede Demon, but with a beautiful woman design about her, which I really love. I love how like her weapon will like swing out these butterfly effects that causes Scarlet Rot, which is very pretty. It goes well with the boss arena. She's really, really fun. I really enjoyed her as a boss. She was really cool. I almost want to say she's a little bit above Midra for me. I think, yeah. Yeah, no, she was really cool. Yeah, no, she's fun. I like her. She's cool. That's my placement. Alright, last one. Obviously, I accidentally cropped the hippo and the Yoda images on accident, so that's my bad. But last one, Jory. I forgot he was a thing. I forgot he was a boss. So if you guys don't know, you actually have to fight him before you actually gotta fight Jory. Before you, I think actually, I'm trying to remember exactly. Yeah. So you gotta fight Jory on the same path you gotta take to eventually make your way into that forest with all those like unstoppable creatures that will instantly kill you. I can't remember what they're called. I remember specifically raging and shit like that because you have to stealth around, otherwise you're gone. You're dunzos, right? But once you get past them, you'll eventually make your way to Midra's mansion or manse to eventually fight him. But you got to fight this guy before you get into the actual under death forest or whatever it's called. I can't remember exactly. But I forgot he was a thing. I'm not gonna lie. See, in my memory, I was like, okay, I just kind of walk down this path, oh, a madness goat rolling down the hill, okay, but I literally forgot that you have to fight him before you go out there and follow that path and all that. Like, that's how forgettable he is. I forgot that I had to fight him. That's actually hilarious. So, either way, hope you like my my tier list. If you have any disagreements or if you guys enjoyed some of these NPCs, some of these bosses, let me know in the comments below. And please be civil about it. Be respectful. Otherwise, I won't read or even engage in your with your comment because it's just a waste of my time. So, but I actually enjoy doing these tier lists. I'm still working on a tier list for all the Let's Plays I've done for 2025, but it seems like a lot of you guys wanted me to do a tier list for best bosses throughout my Let's Play for Shadow of the Erdtree. So if you guys want more content like this, let me know. I'd be down to rank all the best to worst bosses, in my opinion, for other games as well. Just let me know. So that being said, guys, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to use my affiliate link in the description box below. Catch you guys next time. Peace.